site of this year's Goodyear Cotton Bowl, part, of course, of the college football playoff. We've reached the semifinal stage. One last hurdle to clear before the national championship game. We'll find out here today which side has the toughness and the depth to keep driving toward that ultimate goal, the chance to raise that gold trophy over their heads. As we'll see the number 5 seed in this playoff, the Ohio State Buckeyes, taking on the top-seeded team in the playoff, the Texas A&M Aggies. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, joined by Kirk Herbstreit. And here we go, a college football playoff semifinal. Which team will keep their national championship hopes alive today? The kickoff team is out there, and here we go with this playoff semifinal game. Fielded in the end zone. It's Daniels. He'll be tackled at the 17. Strong job by the coverage team. The Aggies will get the first crack on offense today. First, the home of the Cotton Bowl in modern times has become AT&T Stadium, a massive yet somehow intimate setting. Kirk, this, of course, is where the first championship game of the playoff era was played.
Well, who could forget that? When Ohio State took care of Oregon to win the national championship for Urban Meyer. And this game, like you said, I think it just seems to get bigger and bigger in this setting. The pressure these players.
Breaks free down the left side. End zone ahead. At the 30. Past the 20. And he takes it all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Texas A&M.
Well, I can't believe that this is how this game gets started. Very first play of the game, a shot downfield and a touchdown. With all the buildup and all the hype, this is how we get started.
PAT makes it 7-0. Kickoff team is on the field to boot this one away. Well, he thought about coming out, but instead takes a knee to bring the football to the 25-yard line. The Buckeyes offense gets their first crack now. All right, Kirk, let's take a quick look at the impact players for today's game and how they're going to affect the outcome.
These are your leaders on the field and in the locker room. These are your go-to guys, not only when you need a play to be made, but also when you need somebody to rally your team.
They'll run it. Hand it off to the running back. They tackle him behind the line, a loss of 4. Well, that was that excellent linebacker with a clear path just running downhill quickly.
You know, I think one of the great things about watching this guy play all year is his vision. He just has great instincts. That time the defensive line ate up all the linemen, freed up the linebacker to get into the backfield, and the result is a tackle for a loss for the backer.
So the offense getting set. This is not where you want to be against this defense. 3rd and long. Play action fake, looking to throw. Incomplete. He was hit as he threw the ball. That's a big 3rd down defensive play. The Buckeyes will have to punt this one away. And the returner elects to fair catch it. No return. And here comes the Aggies offense back on the field. There was a one-play touchdown drive through the air last time. The defense makes some adjustments. On the ground, it's Owens. Defense makes the stop after a 5-yard gain, so 2nd and 5.
It's a good, solid game, 5 or 6 yards. Love to see that from the running game.
From the shotgun, handoff inside. And he'll get the first down yards before they finally bring him down.
Nice first down here by Texas A&M. The offensive line gets a hat on a hat, gets a good push. And once again, you see the history and tradition of Texas A&M with a great back.
So the ball placed right at midfield as the offense starts with a 1st and 10. Handoff here from the shotgun.
But the defensive coordinator this week always telling us about gap integrity, not giving this running back any creases at all. Really sound defense on that play.
2nd down after that run on the previous play. Off the play fake, looking to throw the football. Finds that big tight end for a short pass. Finding space at the 20. And a huge gain before he's forced out of bounds. Big yardage to set up a fresh set of downs.
Well, this is what you see all over college football and even up, obviously, in the NFL. These tight ends are really recruited as big receivers, and they can get one-on-one matchups, and they've got speed after the catch. This is a short throw. You can see what he does after the catch, and he is a tough matchup for whether it's a safety, a nickel, or a linebacker.
Caught behind the line. It's Smith. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Aggies.
Boy, great job here of finding him again. That's his second touchdown reception in his football game.
The kick sails through, so the lead is 14-0. Kickoff team has come on the field now to send this one away. And it comes out of the 25. No return attempted there. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense back on the field. They're coming off a 3-and-out, looking to produce a positive drive here. First down, looking to throw the football. Catch made on the out route. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain, more than enough to pick up a first down.
Boy, another great throw and catch here by the Buckeyes, and it just makes you think back how far this offense has come from the days of being known of 3 yards in a cloud of dust to now being one of the more efficient passing offenses in the country. Year after year, you go back to Cardell Jones and J.T. Barrett, all the way back to Troy Smith, and most recently with C.J. Stroud and Justin Fields. Just another great quarterback that we're watching here today for the Buckeyes.
Back to throw. It's Howard. Oh, it's incomplete. A rare drop from an excellent wide receiver. Brings up third down.
It has been a tough first half in this playoff game for this offense. They cannot get anything going through the air. Not only are they down the scoreboard, but there's really nothing to build around as we get ready to go into the second half.
Looks downfield and connects with a wide-open wide receiver. And they tackle him, but not before a huge gain down near the 26.
Chris, there's a lot of pressure on this offense here early in this game. They're down early, third down and long. Nice job of protecting. The last thing they want to do is have to punt this ball away. So instead, quarterback has time, nice throw, and it's a first down.
And the defense swarms, not much of a gain on that completion. As the tight end flexed out into the slot, looking for a matchup there, Kirk.
Well, it is a matchup because he has the size where he's very difficult to be able to match up for his safety, and he's got the speed to be able to outrun a linebacker. That's why they like to flex him out like that and be able to pick up nice big gains like this.
Buckeyes are in the red zone. And the back now goes in motion. Back to throw again. Caught quickly. And he picks up the first down before they get him to the ground.
Good job here by this offense coming up with this first down on that third down play. They knew they're going to have to deal with a lot of pressure, did their job, gave the quarterback time. They convert, and listen, you're down early in this game. Every possession.
And he runs it into the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State.
So caught up in this era of the spread, throwing the football, and the quarterback and the receivers. This is a great example of the value of having a running back that has a nose for the end zone and can take it in for a touchdown.
Point after, knocked right through. Here's the kickoff team now, set to boot this one away. Bringing it out, it's Smith. Ball spotted at the 18-yard line, should have just taken a knee. Here comes the Texas A&M offense back on the field. They punch it into the end zone the last time. Let's see if this defense has made some adjustments to stop them this time. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. Brought down after a 7-yard gain, so it's 2nd and 3.
You know, a lot of times these types of plays either go for nothing or they can go for a huge chunk of yards. Here they do a nice job of getting it to the outside, turning it upfield, and ended up getting a nice gain out of it.
Good enough for first down yardage.
You know, offensive linemen are just a certain breed. They're always going to do their job, no matter who's back there carrying the ball. I'll tell you what, they have a little bit more confidence when the person that's carrying the ball can break off some big-time runs. That makes him block just a little bit harder, knowing that he's potentially capable of doing it.
Offense getting set up. Here's second down. Solid run, tackled at the 45-yard line.
I know the toss play begins with a guy taking the snap and turns around, he flips it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is can they set the edge as an offense? Whether it's an offensive tackle, a tight end in that same direction that where they want to run the ball. Because if they can do that, you get the result that you want just like this. If you don't, oftentimes, play is blown up right at the line of scrimmage.
Looks like Texas A&M will have the first down. And as we break for the quarter, Kirk, it's Texas A&M on top. And the first quarter is in the books. What is a huge opportunity for both these programs to get a step closer to a national championship. Back at it to start the quarter. Offense getting set to run a first down play. And the tight end goes in motion before the snap. And in first down, they go right back to him. And that run produces a decent gain.
Hey, listen, you don't always have to have big plays to be successful. It's a nice, solid gain here. Keeps you on schedule, and you get ready for that next play.
Offense set for the 6th play in this drive. And he's hit right as he throws it. Incomplete.
Well, it's pretty simple. The defensive line does a great job of getting after the quarterback and forcing him into that incompletion.
Now it's 3rd and long for this offense. Football right at midfield. They'll change the pre-snap look now. Looking to pass. It's Weigman. Receiver makes the catch. And the defense wraps him up quickly. Got about 5 yards on the completion, but now it's 4th down.
Chris, great effort here by this defense to keep him short of the first down. Now they've got a tough decision to make here on this 4th down and short.
And the Aggies will come to the line here looking to convert on 4th down. And the quarterback tucks it and takes off as a design run. And the ball to the ground. Defense jumps on the ball. It's a turnover.
Man, Chris, we can hear the contact from that hit all the way up here in the booth. So, hey, it's easy to blame the ball carrier, but I don't know if anybody could have been able to hold on to the ball after that hit.
Second, the coach has called timeout. He may use a challenge here to have the officials take another look at that one. Heads up move by the head coach using that challenge. Officials will reverse the call on the field after taking a closer look. The Aggies are moving quickly down the field. Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. They stop him after a 6-yard gain, so 2nd and 4. The long drive continues. The offense pushing the ball down the field. They're going to run it here. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. Well, they run it right into a blitz, and that linebacker was coming downhill, Kirk.
Man, what a time to call that blitz here by the defensive coordinator. And you're right, he shoots right through that A-gap. Really, the back had nowhere to go. By the time he got the ball in his hands, the linebacker's right in his face.
Looking downfield, it's Weigman. Incomplete. He was hit as he threw the football there on 3rd down. So they're short on 4th down, and the coach decides to trot out the field goal team, trying to knock it through from 48 yards away. And he's got it from 48 yards out, showing off with a big leg.
Well, Chris, it's a nice kick here to polish off that drive with at least 3 points up on the board.
You come away with 3 points on the drive, and now the kickoff team will boot it away. Doesn't bring the kick out. Touchback. They'll start at the 25. Here comes the powerful Ohio State offense onto the field. They scored a touchdown on the last possession. Let's see if this defense has been able to come up with some adjustments and stop them this time. Breaking free at the 35. Tackle made way downfield. Enormous gain. The Buckeyes will come to the line to run the hurry up. They'll go right back to him on first down. The gain is 3 yards, brings up a second down and 7.
See, that's how you limit what an offense wants to do. This time, the defense just won the battle up front at the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gap sound.
And he's brought down. Offense going backwards with the sack.
I like the call here, but you can't run long, developing play-action passes like that if the offensive line is not going to give the quarterback time to throw.
They're backed up here, trying to make something happen on 3rd and long. Defense is coming after him. Pressure comes, and once again, no escape.
Well, that's their 2nd sack already in this game right now. And this offensive coordinator, he's going to have to come up with some changes in pass pro. Keep a tight end in, roll the quarterback out, anything they can do to help him out. Otherwise, this poor guy is going to spend his entire playoff experience on his back.
And the Texas A&M offense heads back out onto the field. They'd love to stretch the lead here with a touchdown. Had to settle for 3 last time. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. Moving past the 25. They bring him down, but a big chunk of yardage on the play.
I really love the way more... using the receiver in motion pre-snap. Give him a chance to get the football with a couple of blockers in front of him. He's got all that speed built up. You get the ball in his hands, and you better look out. He could be off to the races.
Movement here from the tight end. Hand off to the single back. That's a nice tackle there by the senior.
Hey, it's a great job of this defense containing the running game. But if I'm calling plays, I'm not abandoning the running game just yet. I think it's important to have some sense of balance. So throwing and running is essential. Stick with it.
Quarterback checks the defensive look, makes some adjustments. Dropping back, it's Weigman. Going for his running back, and it's caught. They bring him down, but that gain moves the ball all the way to the 31.
Chris, that's another positive game for this offense. And this quarterback continues to show why he's had such a great year this year. When he has time to throw, he gets his feet set. He's as accurate as any quarterback in the country.
It's a 1-yard gain. 2nd and 9 coming up. Pass on the jet sweep. There's a loss after the completion. That's a good play by the defense.
This is a great job of being prepared by this defense. Almost anticipating this play, they're in position to bring him down for a loss.
Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a first down. Drops back, looking to throw for it on 3rd down. With sure hands, it's Owens.
Boy, another positive game for this offense, and this quarterback continues to show how dangerous he is when he has time to throw. The defensive coordinator's got to change up his looks, maybe bring in the blitz, anything they can do to get this quarterback out of this rhythm.
There's some pre-snap movement in the backfield. First down, looking to throw the ball. Caught over the middle. It's Muhammad. They bring him down, but that's a solid gain on the play. Timeout is called to talk strategy. Time for just 1 or 2 plays here before halftime. Looks like 1 more play here before halftime. Grab behind the line. It's Owens. Touchdown, A&M. This offense cannot be stopped. So it's still early, but this offense beginning to build momentum and build the lead now.
As we've seen over the years, Chris, good teams know how to use the first quarter to establish the lead, the second quarter to increase the lead, and the final half just to hold on to it. They're following that blueprint perfectly, widening the distance between them and their opponent before we even get to the locker rooms.
And they've got the returner corralled. And that will do it for the first half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update.
Chris, we wondered all week what this matchup would look like. So much at stake in this win-or-go-home game. And we've been treated to a fabulous first two quarters of playoff football. An entertaining first half, and we've got a multi-possession lead to break down thanks to the surgical precision of this offense. Might honestly take more time to talk about what didn't work than what did. The running game, the passing game, gadget plays have worked. Now it's just a matter of finishing the job. That's it for us from our EA Sports Studios in Orlando. Let's head back to Chris and Kirk for the exciting conclusion of this one, where we'll find out who is moving on in the CFP.
And the first play of the drive now from the 25. First play of the third quarter is a handoff. Running through the tackle. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
Well, they keep trying to run the football, and they keep getting dominated at the line of scrimmage. That has been a theme throughout this entire game. We've talked about it earlier in the game. It's not changing at all. They've become one-dimensional, and I think it's allowed this defense to really lock in on that quarterback.
Caught in the backfield. It's Ibuka. And he'll be smothered right at the line for no gain.
Well, this is exactly what you want to see from the defense. Yeah, you give up the catch, but you're right there to be able to stop this receiver from making any yards after the catch.
And he'll drop back here on third down. He's hit as he throws it. Looks downfield and finds a receiver who worked his way wide open. Tackled at the 40. That'll earn a fresh set of downs.
Really good job here of converting by this offense. And let's face it, at this point in the game, because they have such a big hole to climb out of, they've got to be able to convert and come up with a new set of downs. They do it here. Now they got a real shot to cut into this lead.
Second down after that run on the previous play. Looking downfield, it's Howard. Catch made on the sidelines, good enough for a first down. Ball carrier heads out of bounds, but the pickup is good enough to move the chains. First down.
That is high awareness for that receiver to know where the sticks were and adjust the route accordingly.
And he's shoved out of bounds by the defense short of the first down marker.
Nice solid run here by this back. Did a nice job of just kind of finding that lane, pick up some positive yards there on 1st and 10.
Running back with the football. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there. The Buckeyes will hustle to the line to crank the tempo. Motion by the back. Defense better adjust. And he's going to float this one to the right side. Deep ball is caught for a huge gain here. Buckeyes line up on 1st and 10 now. Try and run it. Here's the running back. And the defense able to stop him at the 2.
Love those positive yards on 1st and 10, and it's not quite a first down. Looks like it'll bring 2nd and inches, but sure does open up the playbook here to be able to open up, maybe take a shot downfield.
And looks like the quarterback's going to run it. He stopped, but he gets a first down.
Chris, I just don't know about short gains like this, especially keeping the ball on the ground. The clock keeps moving. They need points on that scoreboard in a hurry. You got to throw the football. You cannot afford to allow this clock to keep ticking.
Around the corner, it's Henderson. Fights his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes. So with playoff pressure, Kirk, the offense executes a long, grinding, methodical drive.
You know, the thing I've loved about this offense all year long is their ability to either hit the big play or not have to rely on that. Like this, they're able to sustain a drive and still come up with points and get a touchdown.
Here's the kickoff team. Let's see if they give the returner an opportunity to bring this back. Return starts from inside the 5. Makes it to the 16. That's good coverage there. And here comes the Texas A&M offense back on the field. They were clicking last time. Great protection. The pitch and catch was solid. Right down for a touchdown. That's a nice wrap up there by the junior.
Christine, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively, but I've been always impressed with defenses that really build their defense to play in space, still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
Going absolutely nowhere. That would be a loss on the play.
Well, that's one of those plays that works better against certain defensive looks, but not every defense is the same. They were all over that one. Let's see if they continue to attack to the outside on the perimeter to set something up downfield.
Back to pass. It's Weigman. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. They'll stop him short. The completion gained 5 yards, but brings up 4th down. And the Aggies will line up to punt it away. And he boots it out of bounds. Not very long. And the punt will just bounce out of bounds. Here comes the Buckeye offense onto the field. Great possession last time. They punched it into the end zone. Can the defense come up with a stop this time? On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. Grab down the middle. It's a Buka.
Man-to-man coverage, you run the drag route, you prefer to get the ball downfield, but the matchup called for at least some positive yards underneath, and he makes a nice throw.
2nd down after that short completion. From the shotgun, drops back looking for an open man. Couldn't find anybody open and just has to throw it away. Urgency now for the offense that hate to come up empty on this drive, down multiple scores. Drops back, looking to throw for it on 3rd down. Running out of time in the pocket. There's no one to throw to there on 3rd down, and now it's a 4th down coming up. The Buckeyes will bring their punt team onto the field. With the return, it's Muhammad. And the coverage team pins him in and brings him down. And here comes the Aggies offense back on the field. They had to punt the ball last time. Now they're looking to add points, build on this lead. Send the back in motion. Defense shoves him out of bounds. Not much of a gain there.
Hat on a hat up front. Good job of opening up the holes. Anytime you can get positive yards on 1st down, that's a win.
2nd down after that run on the previous play. From the shotgun, it's a handoff. Did well to avoid a loss there, but it's no gain on the play.
Well, the back just had nowhere to go. How about the defensive line? They eat up all the blocks up front, freeing those linebackers up to be able to make the play. Just a bad play all around for this offense.
Offense gets set up here. It's 3rd down. Receivers now getting some new assignments before the snap. Back to pass. It's Weigman. Can't hold on. Good defensive play. Brings up a 4th down. The Aggies will send the punt team onto the field. They're going to kick it away for the 2nd time. He's got some daylight, turning on the speed. And the returner is brought down, and that will do it now for the 3rd period. As we break for the quarter, Kirk, it's Texas A&M on top. And as we reach the end of 3, time is running out in this crucial contest for both these programs to stay alive in the quest for a national championship. Let's check out the game summary before we move on. All right, here comes the 4th quarter. Everything to play for here. Who is going to stay alive, survive, and advance in the college football playoff? Here comes the powerful Buckeye offense back onto the field. On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. And a short pitch and catch to the tight end. And a big gain before he goes out of bounds. The offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs. Fresh set of downs for the offense after that first down completion. And the quarterback drops back looking for an open man. Cannot escape that ferocious pass rush. It's a sack.
Well, that takes the wind right out of your sails. This offense is trying to find a way to get back into this game. And another pressure and a sack against their quarterback.
Second down now after the sack. And they're moving the receiver now before the snap. Quarterback wants to throw it on second down. Grab behind the line. It's Sabuka. They'll actually lose yardage after the catch. The defense all over in that time. So 2 losses in a row puts them in a tough spot. Third and very long. Drops back from the shotgun, looking for an open man. This one's going to fall incomplete. Brings up fourth down.
Well, they go to the air to try to pick up this first down, but it just wasn't meant to be. Defense was ready, made sure to force them into this fourth down situation.
So down by multiple possessions here. The offense will try to convert here on fourth down. Punt over the middle. It's Sabuka. No, he didn't get there. Tackled short of the marker. That is a crushing play as they try to cut in to this lead. Here comes the Texas A&M offense back on the field. They're trying to build on their lead. They were forced to punt on the last possession. Here's the first play of the drive. They're set up at the 31. Using his legs, it's Smith. He's found some room at the 45. An explosive play. They finally got him, but at the 40.
And that's going to be a first down. And really, Chris, kind of surprised here in the fourth quarter not to see this defense dial up some pressure. They're just sitting back in the base, making it relatively easy for the offense to pick up a first down on the ground.
Okay, ready?
Big guys up front lined up. It's first down. Handoff to the back. They'll keep the clock moving. They get him down, but that's a solid gain.
Boy, nothing like getting positive yards here, playing with the lead late in the game and then staying in bounds to boot. It's exactly what you want to see as an offensive coordinator.
And they'll keep it on the ground. Running back has the handoff. Tackle, but first down.
Good call here by the offense to be able to pick up this first down. And, Chris, it makes you wonder, with under 3 minutes to go in this game and trailing, the defense sitting back in their base, I thought they might be in a little bit more of an aggressive mindset, turning the blitz loose, trying to create some plays to get the football back.
Texas A&M getting set with a 1st and 10 now. He'll hand it off. A gain of 2 yards. Now it's 2nd down and 8.
You know, in an era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense has countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage, not give up big run plays.
Motion by the back will make the defense adjust. Caught behind the line. It's Smith. They bring him down, but not before he gains first down yardage.
I mean, Chris, look at this guy. I mean, you talk about having a great day throwing the football and leading his team to a nice, comfortable lead late in the game, and it continues. The coach is showing confidence of what he can do.
This line getting set up. It's a first down play. Looking for a gap. It's Owens. The junior able to bring him down quickly. And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible. Coming to the line on 2nd down. This is important. They want to avoid a 3rd and long. And now the handoff. And they finally bring him down at the 5. Offense really threatening now. And now a timeout taken by the defense, trying to preserve as much clock as possible for their offense. Crucial. Third down coming up in the red zone. Can they keep the drive going, or will they have to settle for 3? On the ground, trying to get the first down with the tight end. Tackle made at the 1-yard line, but it'll be first and goal. And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible. First down and goal here. A touchdown just about puts this game on ice. It's victory formation. The quarterback will kneel down. The offense has done well to choose some clock here. Now they'll come up on second down. And with the game in hand, the offense just takes a knee. Well, that's a great performance in a pressure moment, but now the job gets even more exciting, even bigger as they go on to the national championship game and play for that trophy.
And this is a new era. I mean, think about the weeks, the amount of games that these guys have been able to play, and to be able to accomplish this, to get to the national championship, that says everything about the endurance of this football team, both mentally and physically. And they get one more hurdle